Hey, Robalufa here, and in this video, I'm gonna talk about how to build wealth even if you're at $0 right now, even if you have zero wealth right now, how to do it in a 5-step easy method so that you can set it and forget it, and it starts creating wealth on its own so that you can look back in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and have all the wealth accumulated that you need. You can live freely and have enough money in your bank account to do whatever you'd like. A lot of times I hear, why don't I have wealth? And you're 19 years old, you're 20 years old, you're 21, and I remember being 19 and 20 and I had zero, okay? Literally zero. I had to borrow money just to, get started in real estate, but it's okay. You all start somewhere. And what I've noticed is too many people don't have any savings. Actually, studies show that 69% of Americans have less than $1,000 saved up. 69% of Americans. That's almost 7 out of 10 people that you know have less than $1,000 saved up in their bank account. A lot of people don't even know what retirement accounts are, how it can help them. A lot of people don't even have a plan. I didn't have a plan. You probably don't even have a plan if you're 17, 18, 19, 20 years old and you want to grow wealth. You don't even have a plan of how to get there. Also, a lot of people don't even know about passive income, what passive income really is, how to get there. Actually, studies show that 3 out of 10 Americans started a side hustle last year, and 40% of those people did it to be able to make more passive income, which this is awesome news. If you're not one of those 3 out of 10, then after watching this video, you'll have clear instructions on how to be one and how to overcome any objection that you might have and forget everything else and crush the next thing. Before we get into the 5 steps, I was reading a story that really inspired me on this a while ago, and the gentleman's name is called Ronald Read. And Ronald Read was a janitor, okay? Ronald Read was a janitor that died with $8 million of wealth when he passed away. And what an amazing story this is, because he was a janitor for his whole life. He didn't start businesses. He didn't have side hustles really. All he did was a janitor, and he worked hard. And he probably never earned more than $40,000 a year from what I've read. But what he did was focus on building wealth and saving money. And, one of his friends that they interviewed said if Ronald made $50, he saved and invested 40. And something that Ronald was really good with was just buying stocks and holding on to them. Just buying good stocks, nothing crazy, nothing speculative, and just holding on to it and letting it grow and grow and grow. And when he passed away, later in his life, I think he was maybe 90 or 89, something like that. He had $8 million, and which a lot of it he donated actually, which is pretty crazy. So although Ronald didn't even invent the iPhone, he didn't start, Apple or anything, he was still able to make a ton of wealth. And that is really inspiring. So that leads us to our 5 steps. Let's get into it. 5 steps starting at $0. Number 1, you got to commit to the game. You got to commit. Commit to the fact that you want to be wealthy. Commit to the fact that you will be wealthy. And I always start this with a little bit of mindset, and then we get into the technical stuff. Number 2 through 5 is very, very technical, and I'm going to give examples and everything. But number 1, commit to the game. Like, you have to sit, stand, and look at yourself in the mirror or write on a paper and say, I am going to build wealth. That's it. I don't care what anybody else tells me. I'm going to do it. I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how easy it is. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to do it. I commit to it. Okay. So you got to almost like marry that idea, right? When you get married, you have a commitment with a partner. Ideally, you don't get divorced. So the goal is to not get divorced with this idea. Commit to it, and it's a lifelong thing. Commit to it, okay? Number 2, create income for yourself. And the way I see this is that there's 3 types of ways to create income for yourself. Number 1 is an hourly or salary job, right? You apply online on Indeed or Craigslist for a job, and you can, get paid $10 an hour, $15 an hour, $20 an hour, whatever it is. And that's one way to create income. Another way to create income is self-employed, which is you start your own side hustle, you start your own main hustle, whether it's real estate investing, stock trading, maybe it's washing cars, maybe it's buying and selling things on Amazon, whatever it is. eBay, garage sales, flipping couches. All these types of things are amazing. And that's another way to create income for yourself. And lastly, the third way to create income for myself, which I think is still an underrated way to create income and probably the best bang for your time, is a sales job. So sales is not an hourly pay usually. It's typically commission only or very low hourly and commission. And it's not your own business, but it's kind of in the middle that you have your own thing going on. You can create your own commission income through a company or through an affiliate. And you can learn a lot more skills, and you're not tied to an hourly pay. You don't have all the risk in starting your own business, and you can learn a lot of things. So I believe actually the third way, the sales way, is probably the fastest track. It's not for everyone. If you're not ready yet to talk to a lot of people, get rejection and failure and things like this, might not be for you just yet. But if you don't really care about that stuff and you want to make the most amount of money possible as quickly as you can, I'd find a really good sales job, and that's a good way to create income for you. Step number 3, once you're creating income, set up auto savings and auto investments. Okay, set up auto savings and auto investments. I use a website called Betterment. It's an app on my phone that I have it auto save money every week into a index funds accounts. Okay, but you can auto save if you have a Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, whatever bank. You can set up with them for them to auto save. If you get a check or a payment that comes in from your job, from your income creating thing, you can set it up so that it sends $100 a week, $100 a month, whatever it is, and it auto saves into another account. And the goal is do not touch that account. That is savings and investment. The purpose is just to have it there for a really good opportunity, or the purpose is just to have it there for a rainy day. I like the auto invest feature in Betterment. There's Acorns, there's a bunch of other ones. I said it in other videos, but I can't stress it enough. This has been a lifesaver for me. Another like ninja one that I also do, I haven't talked about it much, but I'm gonna make a video breaking down my whole life insurance portfolios. And basically whole life insurance, I treat it as a savings account, and you can set it up on autosave. So every month I have money that goes into these whole life insurance policies. And to not complicate it so much, what this whole life insurance policy does is that it has this money, it's invested in a life insurance company, which is like 100 years old, okay? And it's making you money, 4 or 5% interest, nothing crazy. But then you can use most of the money to invest in things. So if you have $5,000 in there, you could probably borrow about $4,000 of it and buy a car and flip a car, or a couch, flip a couch. You could buy some stock, you could buy, you could loan it to a friend for a note, whatever. So you could do that. So I really like the life insurance policies. So I have auto saved going for my Betterment and life insurance policies, and that helps a ton. Number 4, hold on to good investments. I saw a video of a crypto kid, man, I can't remember his name, that he came up with the term HODL, hold on for dear life, and he says it's pronounced HODL. So I want you to HODL good investments. If you invested $5,000 into a stock that you really believe in, let's say it's Amazon, Tesla, Apple, or a crypto that you really like, or a real estate project that you really like, or maybe you invested in a company or something, or maybe you just invested, $1,000, $500 in something, hold on to what good investments are. And what you believe good investments are, what I believe good investments are, is different than what the numbers tell you. I would encourage you to determine what a good investment is based on the numbers. For example, I have a house I invested in 2013. This house I bought for $47,000. I put about $20,000 in repairs. And at first I rented it for $1,100. And after 6 years, this house, or 7 years, sorry, this house has now raised the rent to $1,500 a month. I've raised the rent for that house, and it's gone up in value to about $200,000. So the numbers are showing that if I just hold on to this house, the rent's gonna go up and the value's gonna go up. So I'm holding on for dear life. Although I can sell it today and make a lot of cash, I'm not going to do it, because holding on for dear life of this rental property, of this investment, is going to make me way more in 30 years or 20 years or 15 years than just $70,000 check today. And number 5, if you want to create wealth when you're starting at zero, you're 18, 19, 20 years old, maybe you're 40, maybe you're 60, I'd encourage you, step number 5 is to read. Read, read, read. And I can't stress this enough. I know there's some people that become rich without reading. I don't know how they do it, but I would say there's a lot more people that do become rich from reading than not. So, and I would read with the purpose and the intent that you want to read to learn, to gain skills, gain value for yourself, your brain, so that you can be more valuable in the workplace, you can be more valuable in the business world, so you can create more money for yourself. So read with that intent. Read books that get you more value, that can get you more money. What do I mean by more value, more money? Your skills. Read books that increase your skills about habits, about finance, about YouTube, marketing, sales. These are all skills that people pay money for. So the more you read, the more you learn about it, the more valuable you become in the workplace. Whether you're an entrepreneur, you're working with your own, or you have business partners, the more valuable you get with your partners, for your clients, for your boss, the more money you can earn. And if you go to step number 2, which is create income, the more income you create, the more you can save, the more you can invest, the wealthier you become in the faster amount of time. Read with purpose. So here's some books that I've read, I think, that have a great purpose, that if I were to hire somebody and let's say they were starting at $50,000 a year for my company and they were done reading these 4 books and they gave me a book summary on each of these books on how they can improve their life and then it can improve our company, I would pay them more money. Okay, just by reading these 4 books and really understanding, come with a summary. Book number 1, Atomic Habits. Great book, talks about habits and everything. So, awesome book. Book number 2, Organize Tomorrow Today. If you get really good at organizing your day, organizing your week, your year, your month, you can do that for companies, you can do that for your boss, you can do that for your partner, you can do that for your clients. People will pay a lot of money for that. Read a book about online advertising. So I didn't put a specific one, but I do like Marketing Secrets or Digital Millionaire Secrets by Russell Brunson. He has a 3-book series about expert secrets, online marketing secrets, something secrets. All those books are great and they improve your skill set, so that if you go into a company and you're like, hey, I read these 3 books, here's a summary on each book, here's how I can apply it to your company, here's how I can make you an extra $100,000 in revenue every year, every month. People pay a lot of money for that. I'd pay a lot of money for that. And the last book is Never Split the Difference. It's about sales. If you really learn that book, just reading that book alone can help you negotiate better deals, better income for yourself, a better a raise, a better rate for a client, things like that. So it's out of control. Also, I'm gonna take you into my screen, and before we wrap this up, I wanna show you a quick illustration of how saving and investing money from a young age or from any age, how it can create you massive amounts of wealth that people, for some reason, don't know this or don't talk about this enough. The only one that I see talks about this a little bit is Dave Ramsey. A lot of people give him crap, but I think he's actually a pretty brilliant finance person, and the way he articulates information and stuff. He's a little conservative for a lot of people, a little conservative for me. So if you look at my screen, I'm on here on the Dave Ramsey retirement calculator. So if you just Google Dave Ramsey retirement calculator, this will come out. So let's say that you're 21 years old. That's probably the average age that walks. Let's say you want to retire at 60, okay? 60 is still pretty young. Let's do it at 55, right? 55 is pretty good. You're still alive, right? You're good. All right. How much money do you currently have in investments? Let's say you have 0 right now. Let's say you contribute, say the average person earns, probably $3,500 a month. So let's say you can contribute $250 a month. Okay, $250 a month. And let's just say, if you read here, it says that the S&P has been 10 to 12% roughly. So you just invest in index funds, or if you just invest in the S&P as a whole, which you could do on like Vanguard, or you could do on Betterment, or you could just Google where you can invest, and there's a lot of apps that you can just auto invest every $250. So let's put it at 10%. Let's lower it a little bit to 9%. Before I click calculate, I want you to think, how much do you think this will be right now? How much do you think the number is going to come out to? $669,000, okay? $669,000 if from when you're 21 to 55, you just invest $250 a month and you have zero right now. You will, at $55,000, have $669,000 just to blow, do whatever, okay? It's only $250 a month. Now, let's say you can contribute $500 a month, okay? That you like, every once in a while, you put a little bit more, you start creating more income for yourself, so you can do 500. Now you got $1.3 million. $1.3 million that you can retire with, okay? Everyone has different standards. That's low for my standards, but you might be different than me, or other people in your family or your friends or whatever might be different than you. So and let's say that you want to retire, you want to keep working until you're 60. Look at this, $2.1 million for just $500 a month. Now, what's your excuse to become a millionaire? Are you really not disciplined enough to save $500 a month? Really? Come on, and that's at 9%. Let's say you get into real estate, or you learn from good people how to do. In real estate, you can make very good returns. Typically, our returns per house is like 20-25% cash on cash, and you can see some of my other videos on how we do that. But let's say that you learn a skill that gets you better returns. Let's call it 12%. Now you have $5.2 million. Pretty crazy, right? So I just want to show you guys this of how amazing it is that even if you're at zero, I'm excited for you that you watch this video, hopefully all the way through, that really just a simple habit of saving and investing $250 to $500 a month can make you millions, okay? If you really want to make millions and you're looking at this calculator, another thing that you can look at is our channel and just smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, leave a comment down below on what you liked about this video, what you want to see next, how we can make as much money as you humanly can in this business game. I'm very excited for you. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.